today's Week 3 matchup.
What a matchup we have at wide receiver today. Two of the biggest threats in the NFL who love to cause chaos for opposing defenses. How about this matchup, Phil?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. When you have speedy wide receivers, what you have to do, you got to make sure your safeties are smart, they're talented. Both teams have that because it is easy in this game nowadays to get the football to the wide receivers. If they can't get open down the field, just throw some screens on the outside and dare the defense to tackle.
The Lions come out. 2 tight ends on the field. That's a gain of 8.
We'll just keep our eye on the defense. If they keep giving up runs like this, they're going to have to change what they're doing on the defensive side. Maybe bring another guy down in the box to stop those runs.
2nd and short following the run. Handoff out of the I formation.
You're running back in this league and you pick up first downs and you don't fumble the football, I promise you one thing, you're going to get more carries.
Now 1st and 10. Outside now on the toss. And that's a gain of maybe 5. It's now 2nd down.
Defenses crowd the line of scrimmage. They're trying to confuse the quarterback.
Take the target with the catch. Now they take the football onto the opponent's side of the field.
I think when I was playing, anytime we crossed the 50-yard line, it was kind of like a big sigh of relief because I knew now that there were a lot of things that could take place. I could afford to take sacks. I could afford to be a little more aggressive. Let's see how the offense reacts to this. What a nice catch by the receiver. Getting past the yard markers, makes the catch, and gets the first down.
The Lions moving inside the 20 and the red zone. Last week, they just feasted on that part of the field. 1st and 10. So ball is out. A recovery by the defense.
That's what you call a takeaway. The defense just makes such a hard hit that they take the football away.
Hold on a minute. They're going to stop play and take another look at that last one.
So they're looking to see if the ball came out before the knee was down.
I think when you look at these plays, most of the time it's pretty easy to determine, Jim, you know, it's just always a clear shot. When that knee hits the ground, you can freeze that shot and determine if it's a fumble or down by contact.
Newton's back in shotgun formation. Intercepted!
What a rough way to get this game started, getting picked off so early.
Oh, it is a rough way because all these coaches talk about, they overdo it. Oh, don't make a mistake out there. That's all they talk about. Every once in a while, talk about making a play because that's what this league is about.
Loss of 3 on the play.
Doesn't like what he sees on the defensive side, so he is changing the play to the receivers by giving them hand signals.
And now let's take a look at the Lions offense. They'll be trying to cut down on the turnovers. A week ago, they gave away the football 2 times. The Lions will take the snap from the 25. Good choice. In for the touchdown. Stafford's now got 5 touchdown passes on the season. Driving extra point is good. just past the 20. We'll mark it at the 22-yard line.
The Panthers are set to take the field again on offense after a crazy sequence that didn't go their way. That turnover led to turnover points. And now let's see if the offense can get that back, Phil.
Yeah, listen, I know they're going to be motivated because after they turned the football over last time, the coaches took them to the sideline and just gave them heck. That's for sure. That's a good way of seeing it. So motivation, can't make those kind of mistakes.
And intercepted. Tackles made. What a tough start for the quarterback. An early interception.
The worst thing you can do as a quarterback, but I'm giving the defense here a lot of credit. They diagnosed the play. They took advantage of the quarterback, and they got the interception.
Matthew Stafford will be under center.
The defense gets a sack.
It is truly a bonus when you can take your outside linebacker and let him rush the quarterback, and he can get a sack. Nice job that time by the outside linebacker.
Loss of 4 on the play. Second and 14 after the sack. Stafford with the give. And that's a gain of 9.
Lions, they can do it all. Once they get in the red zone, they have the passes, the screens. They can throw it down to the back of the end zone. And how about that play? They can run the football right at you if they want to. And that time they picked up some good yards on that run.
Third down on the way.
Stafford in shotgun formation.
The catch is made, and that'll be a gain of about 2. A short field goal try on the way. No doubt about it. Put 3 on the board.
Midway through the first quarter, and we're seeing the lead grow with the field goal.
Boy, they are on fire, aren't they? Everything going their way, and that field goal, you said it, increases their lead, and it also increases their confidence.
The Panthers just gave up some big turnover points. And let's see if they can hold on to the football this time, Phil, because we know how crucial it is. We talked to the coaches about it this week. This was their concern with this team.
Well, if you want to stay on the field, you better quit turning it over, right, Jim? That's what the coaches look. You make mistakes on the field, they're going to be forgiven to a point, but you got to be smart, you got to be efficient, and get the job done.
The defense will take the penalty.
Incompletion here as he was looking over the middle. And with that, let's look at the Panthers offense. They'll be trying to cut down on the turnovers. A week ago, they gave away the football 2 times. Halfway through this first quarter now.
Looking across the middle, Mohamed Sanu is the receiver. That was a big gainer. Now it's time to back it up. A nice grab. No doubt he was going to hold on to that one.
That's his first reception today.
The Panthers coaching staff, they have been smart today. They are keeping everybody off bounds, even me. I thought for sure they would run the football, but no, they come out on first down, they throw it, they pick up solid yards. Good job by them.
The Panthers will take the snap from the 45.
Intercepted!
Sometimes as a quarterback, you just misjudged the talent on the other side. And what a play by the linebacker picking off the pass. What a pair of hands also.
The Lions offense ready to continue its recent run here as they've scored the last 2 times they've had it, Phil.
Well, let's look at it from the defensive side. What do you think they're thinking? Oh, my gosh, what's coming next? Because everything the offense has tried so far has worked.
To Ebron.
You know, when you're catching the football, there's nothing like catching the pass, whether it's short or long, and breaking a tackle and getting a couple of extra yards. That makes the quarterback have some confidence in you, and he'll start looking for you more.
The 37 is the line of scrimmage.
First down at the 37.
He'll throw it over the middle. And the catch by Terrence Williams. Let's see what they do on first down following that huge play.
Here's the handoff.
Now cutting to the right side, looking for some open space. He's averaging 5 yards per carry on the day.
And now here's the Panthers defense. A week ago, this is a bunch that forced 5 turnovers. 2nd and 10 coming up. To the ground. And that'll gain just a few yards.
Good coaching on the defensive side. Everybody stays at home. They stay in their gap, and they hold that run to a short gain.
After that last run, it sets up 3rd and 6.
Matthew Stafford from the shotgun.
Should be an easy one here. Drives it through for the field goal. And that'll send them into the 2nd quarter with a decent lead here, Phil Simms.
Yeah, you know, Jim, and you got a little lead like this, and the quarter's about to change. Don't be overconfident, man, because there's a long way to go. You got to keep playing hard.
The Panthers offense back on the field trying to make up for that costly mistake. The last time they had the ball, the turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect game. You got to deal with adversity when you're talking about football. So you made that mistake. Let it go and go out there, be aggressive, and see if you can score some points. Look at that. The defensive line, everybody's shifting to the right.
Lynch is going to take the handoff now.
When you run the football like this and you show toughness, there is no doubt. When you fake it and try to throw the football down the field, the quarterback's going to have all day to get it done.
2nd and 4 coming up.
Wake up, wake up. That's it, please.
From the gun, Newton. Good coverage by Trufant that time as the pass goes incomplete.
The defensive line will be the focus here in this game. If they're disrupting the quarterback, the rest of the defense will have a chance to do their thing. It'll be 3rd down. Quarters formation here for the defense.
Newton in shotgun formation. Launches it down the field. He brings it in. Dixon's met at the 23. That's his first reception today.
Well, one of the prettiest plays in the NFL, maybe in all of sports, is still the long pass down the field that is completed. What a nice throw and catch.
breaking huddle at the 23-yard line.
That long gain sets them up here on this play.
The quarterback's picked up on something. He's changing the play here.
It was right there, but he didn't bring it in. The Panthers' offense is still out there as we get the second quarter underway. Second and 10 coming up. The Panthers are at the line of scrimmage and loading up that line with an extra tight end. And this is dropped.
Tough situation you found yourself in. Third and long, you're losing the football game. There are not many plays here that are going to pick up the first down. So be careful here. Don't be too aggressive. If you're too aggressive, you will make a mistake.
Here they come to the line at the 23. The Panthers will look to get to the 13 to pick up a first.
Third and 10.
Newton, handoff.
And he's going to be tackled, and that's going to bring us to fourth down.
This will be a 34-yard field goal attempt. The kick is through for 3.
That was a good hold, good kick, 3 points. Good job by the offense.
He's put the ball on the tee, and he's about to kick off.
Gets out past the 20 and brought down at the 24. The Panthers lined up in the nickel.
They're changing things here. The quarterback changing. He's giving the receiver some new instructions.
And incomplete. What a hit that time. Well, that was some defensive effort that time to knock the ball away and deny the reception.
Yeah, beautiful job. A good defense called by the defensive coordinator. But the defender timed it perfectly, and that's what it's all about in the NFL. You got to time up these throws and catches and hits exactly, and the defender did it that time.
Williams with the catch.
And Williams is tackled right at the 35.
First down here after the completion.
This has got to be a blitz. Look how everybody's crowding the line of scrimmage.
Intercepted.
He's brought down.
Equally, he's probably going to go to the sideline and tell him, hey, I got such a good pair of hands after that interception that I should play some tight end. I don't know about that, but I'll tell you this, he is one good linebacker.
The Lions defense now is going to go nickel. Newton's going to take it from the gun. Sanu makes the grab. And Daniels is there to make the stop.
That's a really good throw and catch, and they get the first down, Jim. That's what you want to do. Pick up that first down. Now you give your offense 3 more opportunities. Anytime you get in the red zone, you want to punch it in there and get 7 points. They're being dominated today, but don't worry about it. Score here and just keep playing.
First and goal. Lynch is taking the handoff. Dan picks up about 3.
Lynch is never able to build up that power that he has as a running back. When there's nowhere to go, hey, there's nowhere to go. That's a short game.
Second and goal from the 6. Toss play here to Lynch. And a gain of 4. The Panthers are giving ground, but if they can make a stop here inside the 10, it'll be interesting to see what happens on 4th down.
Yeah, well, listen, the offense has to find a way to score on this play here, get into the end zone, and get back into this football game. Who are they going to give it to? A running back? Or are they going to try and trick the defense and throw the football?
At the 2. Cross, power, surge for 6. Touchdown.
Oh, what a good job there by the offense. 3rd and goal. And what did they do? They run the football against the defense. And nice job getting the touchdown.
The Lions are ready to receive the kick. The same as a touchback as he's tackled right at the 20. The Lions offense back on the field trying to make up for that costly mistake. The last time they had the ball, the turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect game. You got to deal with adversity when you're talking about football. So you made that mistake. Let it go and go out there, be aggressive, and see if you can score some points.
Handoff. That's Kuechly flying in to make the tackle.
Good job by the defense. They stopped the first down play that time by the offense, and now they have a good situation.
Coming up, 2nd down. The Panthers defense brings in an extra member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. Stafford from the gun. Finds Tate. Picks up 8 here.
That's what you call a bullet pass. Very little space to throw the football into, but he gets it done. A lot of velocity, right on target.
The Lions get set at the line, needing to get to the 30 for a first.
Quarterback likes what he sees out there outside. He's changing the play with the wide receiver.
Complete to Williams. Ball's there to take him down.
Well, when you're playing this cover 3 defense where 3 defenders are playing deep, that's great. You stop the deep passes, but who's going to stop the quick ones? Well, nobody. That's why the quarterback and the receivers are having really good success throwing these slant patterns.
Stafford's completion percentage 70% on the day. And the catch by Terrence Williams.
Well, the quarter route. Some people call it the quarter route. They call it a flag, under the flag of the end zone, or a 7 route. Odd numbers break out. That time we see a nice route by the receiver and a good throw by the quarterback.
The line of scrimmage right at the 24. This play set up by the long gainer. Stafford's going to take the snap from the shotgun. Stands in the pocket. Comes down with the defender tips it out. After the incomplete pass, it brings up 2nd down. They'll go ground. At the gain of 8. He's averaging about 4 yards a carry.
Always good to have these types of runs. Yeah, it's not a first down, but it sends a message. It shows everybody that you can run it when you want to, and also it opens up so many other things for your offense.
Play number 6 coming up on this drive. And we've reached the 2-minute warning in this one. The line of scrimmage is the 16. Third down and 2. Here's the quick toss. Picks up 8 here.
First down by the offense inside the red zone. Can the defense show them something different here and keep them from scoring a touchdown?
Breaking huddle at the 8-yard line.
When you see linebackers moving around like this, that means they're probably going to blitz.
Picks up about 2.
Nice job that time by the defense. They were ready for the run. Nowhere for the running back to go, and they stopped before a short gain.
Breaking huddle at the 6. Second and goal from the 6. And it's swatted away.
When you get third and goal, a lot of times it just comes down to who's willing to fight the hardest. We'll find out here in a second. Defense crowding the line of scrimmage. Look out. This could be a blitz.
Third and goal at the 6. Detroit in the end zone. Getting close to the half, and they're giving their opponents a lot to talk about in the locker room.
Yeah, they are putting some kind of whipping on them here early in the game. I'll just say this for the defensive side that's losing. It's been terrible. So go in there at halftime, change what you're doing, and get back in this game.
The Panthers are prepared to return the kickoff. There at the 20. The Panthers on a quest for their third straight scoring drive here, Phil. They've been having their way with that defense on these last few possessions.
Well, let me say this, Jim, it's not that easy to score points in the NFL, not the way they're making it look, and they're confident, they look like they're fast, they're fresh, they're rested. It's been fun to watch.
First down at the 20. And he'll hand it off to the fullback. That'll be 2nd and 4 after the running play.
Jim, look at that. The defensive line now shifting to the right. Look out. They're changing the play to take advantage of something they see on the defensive side.
And it's batted down. After the incompletion, 3rd and 4 coming up. Here's the handoff, and they'll run it. He runs with it right up the gut. The Lions are going to burn the first of their 3 timeouts right here. The Panthers have to punt the football. They'll down the ball. The Lions offense heading back onto the field to start the drive after the result of their last possession was a touchdown. You think they've got another one in them, partner?
Oh, I absolutely do. I mean, just look at them. They got a good football team. The quarterback has great confidence and talent, and you put those things together, that makes you good. It makes you dangerous, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him march down there again.
Unable to bring it in.
That's a wonderful job that time by the secondary. Everybody's in position. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football, and it leads to another incomplete pass.
Failing to complete that one. So 2nd down here.
Quarterback sees something in his defense he wants to take advantage of.
Stafford standing back in the shotgun, ready for the snap. He will not get away. He's taken down for the sack. The Lions, 1 timeout remaining. So they get to the quarterback on that last play. 3rd down coming up. Stafford's got it in the gun. Looking to go down the field here. No one's going to get him now. Inside, and he's home for the touchdown. We're approaching halftime, and with that touchdown, they have a little extra breathing room before the break.
Oh, man, they're inhaling big time, and they love the way they feel right now, where they're at in this football game. On the defensive side, listen, you got some information. You saw what they're doing on the other side, so make some adjustments and find a way to get back in and get a way to win this game.
And they have this return completely covered. Tackling him inside the 15. The Panthers offense coming back onto the field here, desperately trying to avoid a repeat of their last drive when they had the quick 3 and out.
I'll tell you what, if they go 3 and out again, you know what's going to happen? Those defensive players are going to be looking at them as they come off the field. You put this back out there already, so it's important to get a drive, give your defense a little rest.
Surveys, makes the reception. Dixon's taken down at the 49. The Panthers signal for the timeout, and that's the first one they've used. This will be the last play before halftime. They're back at the line after that catch for a first down.
The quarterback, he's changing the play with the wide receiver with those hand signals.
Pass is intercepted. The teams head to the locker room, and we'll be heading to the studio to our pal Larry Ridley as you watch the NFL on EA Sports. Into him, ending the return at the 20-yard line. The Panthers are set to take the field again on offense after a crazy sequence that didn't go their way. That turnover led to turnover points, and now let's see if the offense can get that back, Phil.
Yeah, listen, I know they're going to be motivated because after they turned the football over last time, the coaches took them to the sideline and just gave them heck. That's for sure. That's a good way of seeing it. So motivation, can't make those kind of mistakes. You've got to go out there and be much better.
It's just thrown away.
This is a good job by the quarterback this time. You know, the initial thought on the play, nobody's open, so he scrambles out of the pocket, still sees nobody open down the field, and makes a quick decision, doesn't take a hit, gets rid of the football.
Second down and 10. Down the field, intercepted. Another big mistake right away here in the third quarter with an interception.
Look, you know you got talent. It all comes down to getting that talent and making the right decisions. That's what you have to really work on, being a little more careful with the football. Once you start doing that, you'll see better results. When you see linebackers shifting around like this, what they're trying to do, confuse the quarterback.
And Tate is brought down. That's his 4th catch of the day.
When you get aggressive safeties who like to get up there and try to stop the run, the post route is an awesome way to take advantage of that. Go down the field 10 to 12 yards, plant that outside foot, run towards the goalpost. Nice throw by the quarterback.
That's a gain of 6. He's now over 50 yards rushing on the day. 2nd and 4 following the run.
The give out of the eye. He gets into the end zone, capping off the long run. We're early in the third, and they may be starting to pull away.
What a job coming out of halftime and just finding a way to score, put more points on the board, and pull away from your opponent. That is good halftime adjustments.
They're setting up the return. And the tackle's made right around the 25-yard line.
The Panthers just gave up some big turnover points. Let's see if they can hold on to the football this time, Phil, because we know how crucial it is. We talked to the coaches about it this week. This was their concern with this team.
Well, if you want to stay on the field, you better quit turning it over, right, Jim? That's what the coaches look. You make mistakes on the field, they're going to be forgiving to a point, but you got to be smart, you got to be efficient, and get the job done. That time, the man-to-man coverage won. The quarterback had to make a perfect throw. He didn't. Incomplete pass.
2nd and 10. They'll go ground. And gains about 1.
Lynch is trying to be patient, but there is nowhere to run that time, and he only gets a short gain.
On the way, 3rd down.
The defensive line, they're all shifting to the right. I think they're expecting a run.
The Panthers snap it up at the 26. Locked in on the football and has hold of it with 2 hands. First down on the way. The Lions with a nickel look here on defense. Cam Newton takes it from the shotgun. Very nearly intercepted.
Well, but there's man-to-man coverage on the defensive side. And the defense does a job like this where they are covering those receivers. There is nothing a quarterback can do except that. Throw another incomplete pass.
Second down after the incompletion. And now here's the toss. Still powering ahead. And this won't even get back to the line. They'll end up losing one.
Well, when you get in a situation like this, Jim, and you get 3rd long, I'll tell you what catches a defense by surprise. Run a double move on the outside against the defensive back, because everybody in the stands and the defensive players all think they're going to throw it short.
The Panthers will take the snap from the 35. The Panthers not punting, going to go for it on 4th down. The Panthers line up, split backfield. The Panthers will take the snap from the 35. The Panthers turn the ball over on downs.
Anytime you go for it on 4th down in the NFL, there's going to be a lot of second guessing if you don't get it. So get ready for the second guessing. It is coming.
The Lions could have asked for this third quarter to have gone any better for them than it has so far, as they've just continued to do what they were doing in the first half, up and down the field.
Oh, man, they kept the pedal to the metal, man. They are letting it go. They're being aggressive, and they're trying to end this game right here.
The Lions now move the chains.
That's an awesome job by the offense, picking up this first down in the second half. They've got a big lead. It's not about scoring anymore. It's just about milking that clock, and that is an art, and this team is good at it. Good job by the defense, all shifting inside. They're expecting a run up the middle. Now he's going to change the play, and look out. I think he's going to go down the field with the football.
And he's forced to the ground.
I don't know who to blame here. Was it a great play by the safety getting the sack on the quarterback? Or the quarterback just not paying attention, seeing him coming? And if you see him, you've got to change the play or get rid of the football a lot quicker.
Second down coming up. Stafford's ready for the snap. Empty backfield. Takes it from the gun. Makes the catch. Lions are in for the score. That gives him 200 touchdown passes over the course of his career. That's one more than some old quarterback named Phil Simms, who stopped at 199. The Panthers are prepared to return the kickoff. The tackle's made inside the 15. The Panthers ready to take over again. They rolled the dice on their last possession, Phil, going for it on fourth down in their own territory. And, of course, they failed to convert.
Look, there's nothing like being aggressive. I like being aggressive, too, when I'm the coach of the team. But, listen, that was just uncalled for. When you're in your own territory, be smart, punt the football, and wait for the next opportunity.
We were both shaking our heads. What were they thinking about here?
Yeah, saying some words that we can't say on the air.
Newton's off the mark there. Incomplete.
That incompletion by the quarterback, hey, I give the quarterback no fault. That was just tremendous coverage by the secondary player. He's in position and able to make the football be incomplete.
The Panthers come out with a split backfield. Second down and 10. Unbelievable grab. That's his third catch of the day.
Well, you're really in a tough spot, but that is a good job picking up the first down. You're down big in the second half. All you can do, just keep picking up those first downs. You hope it leads you to a score, and then you play the game from there.
Plenty of defensive backs out on the field for this one. Newton's back in shotgun formation. Catch made near the sideline.
Well, that'll make you feel a little better. Finally getting a first down. You're down big in the second half, and you're on the offensive side. Don't look for the quick score. Just look to pick up positive yards and hope it leads you to a score later.
First down and 10. And now Newton's going to take off. Tackle's made. They throw a pick here, Phil, and they'll be... very pleased that we're nearing the final quarter so they can get this one over.
You know, sometimes when you're losing like this and you're playing so bad, you just feel like you can't get the game over with. It's amazing how it just keeps dragging on. And, man, this has been a bad day. And like you said, Jim, it just continues. Got to give a lot of credit to the defense. They were all over the run that time, and they only give up a short game.
After the 2-yard carry, it sets up 2nd down and 8. Flip to the outside. Good work by the defense. This will be a loss of 3.
3rd long coming up. You're losing by a couple scores. You're on the defensive side. You must know the offense is not going to take a chance. So be aggressive and maybe get lucky and get a turnover.
Now looking at 3rd down. It's a 2 tight end formation. Back to the ground. The tackle is made, and that's a 3-and-out series for the offense.
The Lions decide to go for a run here on 3rd and long. And look, not second-guessing that play call, not fitting the playbook. In the passing game, they're going to pick up a 1st down. They go with the run. The defense is not fooled, and now they're going to have to punt.
He's got a chance for a return. Flag is out. That return's good for about 11. One more snap and another quarter is in the books. Mansa with the sack.
There's a couple ways to get to the quarterback. Run over the tackle or run around him. It doesn't matter as long as you get the sack.
2nd down, and they must be careful at this point. Here is the first snap of the final quarter. Makes the reception.
Arm strength is a nice thing to have. When the window of opportunity is very small, quarterbacks with strong arms can still fire it in there. Nice throw right on target by the QB.
3rd and 2. Toss to the outside. And he's taken down, but not until he picks up the 1st.
All you can do is your job. And that was a good job by the offense, picking up the 1st down. You're down big in the 2nd half. Hey, don't worry about the score right now. Just find ways to execute plays and get down there and score a touchdown.
The Panthers will take the snap from the 25. This will be ruled incomplete. Didn't get the feet down.
Got to give the secondary credit. In this passing league now, it's hard to make plays, but a good play there and another incomplete pass.
2nd down following that incompletion. Anderson's got 2 tight ends on the field for this snap. Second and 10. Gets the handle here. Quinn's there to make the tackle.
Nice run that time. When you run the football like this, over a period of time, it's going to wear that defense out. There's no doubt about it. Nice job by the offensive line.
The Panthers snap it at the 31. Up the gut here. He's brought down. That's going to bring up 4th down. We're early in the 4th, and with this big lead, the defense may be called upon again on 4th down.
Yeah, I think they will be. I think the offense is going to go for it here. Why not? They've done nothing right all day long, so if they don't make it, it's not going to make it any worse. But I don't like their chances. The defense has been sound all day long.
The Lions lined up in the nickel from the gun. The Panthers turn the ball over on downs. It's the 4th quarter. The game's not over quite yet, but the defense with the huge stop.
Yeah, I can say the game is over because that did it right there, but I'm not going to blame the offense. They knew the situation. It's early in the 4th quarter. You're getting beat bad. It was time to take a chance, and it just didn't work.
1st down at the 31. Toss to the outside. Ball is out.
Safeties now in the NFL have to cover like a corner, and they got to tackle like a linebacker. And that time the safety came up, and he tackled like a linebacker and stopped that outside run.
That fumble almost cost them. It's now 2nd and 11. They bring in the extra tight end. They'll run it here. And picks up maybe 3 or 4.
If you want to run the football with success, you're going to have plays like this where they pick up very little yardage. Don't listen to the fans. Keep running it, and it'll work.
Snapping the football from the 28. 3rd down and 7. They want to keep feeding him the football. Prater set to attempt the field goal. And he puts it through for 3.
Coach's decision, this was easy. His field goal kicker is hot, so don't even hesitate. You send him out there, and what do you know? Another kick right down the middle.
And they stop him from running it out to the 20. Mark him down at the 19. The Panthers take the field here. Their last possession ended with a very crazy decision going for it on 4th down from their own territory. An unusual decision to say the least.
I don't know if it's unusual. We see this all the time from this guy. So it's when you're going to learn. I guess when you pile up enough losses, you'll finally say, hey, I want to win a game. I'm going to manage it differently. And in those situations, you should punt.
Okay, if you were playing the game right now, what would you have done with that last possession?
I absolutely would have punted it without question.
2nd and 11. Handoff made for a gain of about 5. He's averaged about 2 yards a carry on the day.
When I was a quarterback, I loved it when they called the draw play because I know that defensive line, they're all trying to go after the quarterback, and nobody's prepared for the run.
The Panthers take it from the 23. Trying to power his way right up the middle. That picks up 7.
Well, you're really in a tough spot, but that is a good job picking up the 1st down. You're down big in the 2nd half. All you can do, just keep picking up those 1st downs. You hope it leads you to a score, and then you play the game from there.
The Panthers are at the line of scrimmage with a pair of backs split behind the quarterback. He'll stand back beyond the center in the gun. Should have had it.
Well, the defense has got to love that. They love it when a quarterback is uneasy for whatever reason or just not in rhythm. That time they see him throw off the back foot, and the throw goes incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, it brings up 2nd down.
Doesn't like what he sees on the defensive side, so he is changing the play.
Intercepted! It's not getting any better for the offense here late in this game as now they get picked off.
The frustration and the bad play just continues. And, you know, it's so bad the coach can't even yell at the players. All you can do is pat them on the head and encourage them to keep trying.
1st down at the 41. Takes it from the eye. And he's going to be tackled right around the 37. He's now got 70-plus yards on the ground. The play clock's running down. 2 minutes to go in the 2nd half. Set up now at the 37. Tight end in motion. The Lions from the 37. The give. He's averaging about 3 yards a carry on the day.
Well, not many yards to get there on that play, but it doesn't matter. What a day and what a job this running back has done here.
The Lions have put the stench of last week's loss behind them, and they have come out and been blowing out this opponent from the get-go.
Sometimes a team, when they lose a close game, they hang their head. They're not ready the following week. That is not the case with this team today. They weren't hanging their head. They came out determined right from the start. They have played very well.
3rd down and 2. They'll run it off the toss. He's tackled beyond the markers. It's a 1st down.
Yeah, I love situations like this. This is when I was at my best, getting in the huddle and telling everybody all the things. Put 2 hands on the football. Don't anybody jump off sides. Don't take any chances. And most of all, stay in bounds.
The line of scrimmage, the 27. First and 10. Toss play.
All right, coaches, don't get greedy. Be decisive over there on the sideline. Do what's best for your football team. Keep getting those 1st downs and letting that clock just keep running. You got a big lead here in the second half. Don't take any chances. Well, how about that, Jim? Not a surprise. Down the red zone one more time. They're blowing them out. And this offense has been spectacular. What will they do here? You know what? I think they'll just run it and try to end this game.
Trying to plow ahead.
Well, Jim, they got the lead. There's not much time left. Run the football, and this clock, keep it moving, and you can win the game. Take no chances. Don't jump off sides. Don't create a penalty, and put 2 hands on the ball.
That last running play was good for only a yard, so it's 2nd down and 9. Right back to him one more time. Ball's there to make the tackle.
Jim, that's just playing it by the book. You got the lead, and you want to keep the clock moving, so what do? You run the football. When you're in the huddle, as a quarterback in this type of situation, you just tell everybody 2 things. Stay in bounds and put 2 hands on the football.
Bill, before we go, how about this win? How much will this one count?
You know, Jim, all wins are nice. This one was done easy. You didn't have to sweat too much over it. You feel good, and you just enjoy the next couple days.
So for Phil Simms and all the crew at EA Sports, Jim Nance saying so long for now.